Howdy there, ladies and gentlemen. It is me, Gene the Pink Panther. I'm back! Huzzah! And unfortunately, I have to delay the Metroid Prime playthrough for now. So instead, we're going to tackle my personal favorite Metroid game ever, Metroid Zero Mission. I love this game so much. Just so much. It's so fantastic. Planet Zebes. I called this place home once, in peaceful times, long before evil haunted the caverns below. Now, I shall finally tell the tale of my first battle here, my so-called Zero Mission. Alrighty, Roo. So yeah, it's Metroid Zero Mission. It is a Game Boy Advance remake of the original Metroid game, which was released on the NES back in the 80s. I don't remember the specific date, but yeah. And oh, I love this game so much. This is such a fantastic game. And as I've said already, my personal favorite Metroid game. So, as I said at the start of the video, like just a minute ago or so, I have to delay the Metroid Prime playthrough because of technical hiccups, which that's alright because honestly I'm not even sure if we're gonna finish that playthrough. I may cancel it. But, you know, I figured, hey, you know what? I don't want to completely neglect Metroid, because I do actually like this series a lot. I'm no expert, as I'm sure you can tell from the fact that I don't even know when the original Metroid was released at all, other than it was on the NES and it was in the 80s. But, yeah, I do like these games quite a bit. Metroid Zero Mission is far and away my favorite, though. They do such a good job with it, as we'll be seeing throughout this playthrough. So, the Metroid series is known primarily for its non-linearity, but as you saw a bit ago when we curled into the morph ball and went onto the statue's hand that was glowing, it directed us to here. Now, Metroid Zero Mission is more or less non-linear, I'd say. However, though, at the same time, it does point you in the general direction you need to be going. This game came out after Metroid Fusion, so there are a lot of Metroid Fusion type of elements to it, but everything is just handled so much better here, I feel, than in Metroid Fusion. And that's not a knock against Fusion. I like Metroid Fusion a lot. I just like Zero Mission better. But anywho, after getting the long beam, we need to come over here to realize that pathway is blocked by some weird monster statue head things. Okay, then, and yes, you do have to go that way. So, I guess before we get too far into the playthrough, anyone wanting a 100% guide should look elsewhere. I end the game with not 100%. I don't even get 70%, so yeah, this is not a 100% playthrough. To do that, you have to go out of your way so much, and I don't really want this playthrough taking forever. Anywho, the Chorizo statue that we just curled in directed us to head over to the right, or I guess east? Well, actually, I guess that's not an accurate way of telling direction here. But we need to head to the right, so yeah. Anyway, we got the long beam a bit ago, as was previously mentioned, fuck. And that lets us shoot all the way across the screen, something that seems pretty, like, something that should just be automatic, and in most Metroid games these days it is. Excuse me. But no, in this one, because it's a remake of the first one, we had to find that. Granted, it took, what, a minute? Huh. That's odd. It's rumbling. And here is our first missile tank. Probably the most power-ups throughout the game are just regular old missile tanks, and I do get a fair number of them. I don't think it's anywhere near how many are in the game. But oh no! Giant worm spike thing! Huh, it's got a big eyeball that opens up. Maybe we should try shooting missiles into the fucker. And that's how you beat the first boss? I don't think that really qualifies as a boss. It will run away if you take too long to kill it, so if that happens, don't worry, it'll show up in an area later on that we're actually going to see here in a bit. But Yeah, it can run away from you, something that you want to keep an eye out for. But by defeating that, we got the Charge Beam. Much like Mega Man, Samus, I don't know. Samus, I'm kidding, I know what her name is. Samus can charge up her beam. Now, you'd think the Charge Shot would be just so fucking useful, but actually it's not. The most useful thing about the Charge Up is the fact that if you're holding a charge and you do a spin jump, then when you jump into an enemy, it counts as hitting it with a charge shot. It's like a move, or rather a power-up we're going to be getting later in the game called the Screw Attack, only not nearly as effective. And right there is our second missile tank, huzzah! And missiles are great for destroying those hive things. Those things get really annoying. Well, not so much the hives, but the damn bugs. You really want to make sure you kill all these in one go, because if you do, then, and I think it's if you also kill them quick enough, then they won't come back ever again, and that'll make getting a power-up we're going to get here in a bit so much more simple. But right here is our third missile tank, huzzah! And directly to the right of that is our first energy tank, which doesn't get the item pickup theme at all. Which I find very odd, since the missile tank, the first one we got, had the item pickup jingle, but the energy tank, the first one, no, that one doesn't get one. Kind of strange, but whatever. Red doors, as you just saw, can be opened by shooting a missile at them. And by coming into here, we now get access to the map, well, the basic map of Brinstar. It's a very basic map, but, hey, it's better than nothing. The soundtrack of this game's amazing. Metroid Zero Mission. Favorite Metroid game. But, before that, those are save rooms, as I'm sure the name told you. After all, that's what the name is. I am only going to be using save rooms when I need to take a break from the game, and we'll be seeing that not for a while, because I play in pretty big spurts. This game's actually not that hard until near the very end, and even then, that's questionable. And we now have bombs. Bombs being something you can use in the Morph Ball, which, you're going to want to get used to bombs. You're going to be using them a lot. And if you come over here, you can get... I forget what missile tank this is. I think it's number 5. I want to say it's 5. Anywho, unlike, the original Metroid, I believe... It's been a while, you'll have to forgive me. Oh no, that's only our 4th missile tank. If you curl into a ball on the hand of the Chorizo statues after you've already gotten a power-up, they will heal you and give you all of your ammunition back, meaning we're now full on missiles. The door is locked, though, so we gotta test out the bombs to blow up these bugs. Yay! The Metroid series, as I mentioned, is known for its non-linearity, even though technically it's not necessarily non-linear, it's just you have to look around before you can figure out what you gotta be doing. Most of the time, you still have to do everything in a set order, like, you have to get the Morph Ball and whatnot, then you can get missiles, and then with the missiles, you can get, let's say, bombs, so on and so forth. That's the way most Metroid games work. Not all of them, but most. So it's not necessarily non-linear as much as it's more of an explorative element, and I like that. That's actually something I love about these games. You actually do not need to come down that way. There is nothing down there that we need, as far as I know. But yes, because of the whole explorative element of the Metroid series, and including this game has a lot of exploration to it as well. We are going to be backtracking a fair amount, especially through Brinstar. I think we go through Brinstar like the most, since it's, I guess you could say, the hub to get to every area of the game. And you come down here and we get our 5th missile tank. Jeez, 5 missile tanks in the first video. How's that for kick-ass? Honestly, I really don't care much for the whole charge shot thing. I hate holding it. I'm like that with Mega Man as well. I don't like holding it, even though the charge screw attack thing is actually really fucking good and helpful. I don't like it. Before we press on to the area we're actually supposed to go to right now, I'm going to come up here to get a missile tank that, you know, I'd probably, in hindsight, should have waited to get since we have to come this way later. But, you know, whatever. I don't care. You do need bombs to get it, though, so... So, yeah. I don't know. As I was saying, though, this is not a 100% run, so do not expect me to get everything. I don't even know where everything is off the top of my head. It's been ages since I 100%ed Metroid Zero Mission, because you don't need to. You just don't need to. It's not that hard of a game. But huzzah! We have our 6th missile tank. So we now have 30 missiles. Friggin' za. Ran right into that enemy. And you're going to be seeing throughout this playthrough, I'm actually pretty reckless with this game. You get so much health so quickly in this game that I don't feel the need to be cautious. You know, because each energy tank that you find is another 100 to your health. I end the game with 9 energy tanks. That's almost 1,000 health, and it's like, nah, I'm good. I don't need more, I'm good. Anywho, now that we have the bombs, we were here earlier, this is where we got our first missile tank. We can now venture further to the right because, well, originally this wall was blocking our way, which you need bombs to destroy. And that, folks, is how Metroid works. Anywho, though, folks, this is pretty much it for Part 1 of Metroid Zero Mission. Stay tuned for Part 2.